That is a very simple thing that I just didn't fully know a lot about. And she learned about that during quarantine. And it's not like a good look.
Wait, she learned about washing dishes, or she learned that you don't wash dishes?
She learned that like I'm not a full functioning adult yet, even though I'm almost 28 years old. Look at those fucking roses at her house. Holy W.
What are you doing? Couldn't get it all. It's like soda. You have to pound this back. Pull it in.
Connor, where are you going?
It's right here, dude.
That's my brother. We don't need her. We just need this.
Wow. Oh my God. Okay, this is great, dude. Guys, welcome to our very first podcast of the Woes of Bros.
One quick question.
Yeah.
So should we not look at any of the cameras? I'm being genuine. I just like, because there's three.
There's three. It is kind of nerve-wracking. I don't know whether to look at this one, or do we look at this one, or do we look at this one? Look at me, bro. We're having a conversation.
Kind of intimate.
It's very
It might be too intimate for me.
It's
I don't know
not
if I can
that
do
intimate.
So I guess we should probably like talk about some sort of like mission statement.
Well, so first of all, this is amazing. Mikey and I have been best friends for like, what, 3-4 years now?
Acquaintances for a while.
Acquaintances. That's actually probably a good term to start off with. But like, I've really been wanting to start this podcast, and then Mikey as well, and we've brought each other on, and we are really excited to kind of talk about what it's like to be in our 20s and all the ups, all the downs. And that's in layman's terms. So if Mikey wants to take over and really put it to you,
I'm just putting it to you. No, I mean, you're right, man. Like, we've known each other for a while. I think that what you and I have in common is we've always had a good sense of reality.
Yeah.
Even when reality makes no sense.
Very frequently.
That's mine. But it's true. So it's like we've always had a good head on our shoulders.
Yeah.
And when things are good, we're like, hey, get ready, baby. This elevator ride's going down.
It's only a matter of time at this point.
But like it's good because it makes you understand and appreciate all of the good.
100%.
You know?
Absolutely.
So Connor and I, friends for, it's been like almost 3 years. Actually, so before I met Connor, I lived in Jersey, and
Yuck.
My
drink, sorry. Not
so Matt, my best friend, was like, hey man, Mike, you gotta come to Cali. I'm living out here, and I have this guy Connor, like I'm really good friends with. You're gonna love him. Like, here's a picture of him. And he sent me a picture of you.
Fucking stud, by the way.
I was still in Jersey, and then I got so intimidated of you. I was like, damn, like this guy's so good looking. Like, he's like, is everyone in LA just like a model? Me, I'm like 40 pounds heavier at the time. I'm like in my basement. There's like peanut butter and jelly on my belly, and I'm just like looking like shit. I'm like, damn, like this is the competition is gonna be so fierce out there. So I secretly hated you.
Right off the bat.
Yeah,
I remember you telling me, because so basically what happened was when Matt and I first became friends, we started filming like short films, and that's what Matt and Mikey B did back when they were in Jersey. And so
took my role over.
What was that?
You stole my friend.
I stole his best friend, but then eventually, I stole Matt's best friend. But anyway, long story short, so we were filming this like little short film that we were filming with our friend Christoph and Matt, and Matt would send Mikey B the footage, and Mikey B would be editing it. And obviously, you get intimidated by me. I mean, come on.
Can we take a quick time out? It's a scene of you. I distinctly remember you're picking up dog shit in the scene.
I do that a lot.
But you do it with grace.
You mean that?
Not really. So you, I edit the scene, and I'm like, all right, like he's an actor, he's good, whatever. And then I remember I came and met you, and to my surprise, you were nothing like I expected.
What do you mean? Like, I was more handsome for sure, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's
way more handsome.
Yeah, I mean, that could be. That's a word. What you're saying is a word.
It is a word. So is river.
Yes, both are words. What I would say is you were not as like I expected, like an intimidating, model-esque, like very like this guy knows what's up. But then I met you, and I was like, he's a goofball.
I'm a goofball.
He's a goofball.
I really am.
So the reason that we wanted to start this podcast, long story short, is we think that there's...
We've both been through some shit.
Yeah, well, we
still have a lot of our friends.
I think everybody has. Like, I think that this kind of...
Especially the year of 2020.
2020, even 2020 aside, though, like, I think there is a unique, distinct experience of being human, and
for sure,
the ups and downs, and like the roller coaster of things going super well and then things being dog shit. And
Absolutely.
at the same time, you have to fucking smile your way through it. Or at least you're told to. And I think that we have always been very honest. And I think there's a need in the market for just two guys to complain about their fucking woes and just be some boys. And like for everybody, for girls too. Like we all go through shit, but like we look at it in a fun way.
Exactly. I think that's the best part about it. I think that's the only thing you can do is to really just kind of push through and joke about it along the way. Not saying that there are times where you're just gonna feel like complete shit and not want to do anything, because we all go through those times. But the only way to really triumph is when you push through and you laugh at all the moments that are the worst moments in your life.
I think that the best thing to do would be to just like, why don't I bring up some topics and you tell me, is that going to be discussed on this podcast? So I'll give you, let's start, ready? Anxiety.
Yes.
Panic attacks.
Yes.
Drug abuse.
Sure.
Why not?
I've never gone through it, but I'm sure we'll have a guest on here who has gone through it.
All mental health stuff. Dating.
Yes.
Sex.
Yes.
Sometimes.
That's not very frequently.
Not often. I have a girlfriend, and I'm like,
yeah, I definitely don't.
It's been years. But we've been dating, so we just hit a year, actually.
Absolutely. That's amazing,
Yesterday.
bro. I remember when you guys first met, dude. Mikey came crying to us. He was like, guys, I don't know what to do. There's this girl. I'm in love with her. I'm absolutely in awe of her. And
you gotta, by the way, send this her piece. send this to her. Like, snip this piece out. Just hit that to camera. Yeah. I do remember meeting her. I met her actually at a young Hollywood party, which is like the least thing I am.
Which is if you are from the age of 18 to...
It's like 18 to like, I don't know, like 30 maybe, 35, whatever young he is now. But
by the way, if you're older than 30, get off the podcast.
Really isolated.
Don't listen to this podcast. Mom, Dad,
it's a joke.
If you're listening to this, you're too old.
Get the fuck out of here. Anyway, so I meet her. I'm at a young Hollywood party. But this is the pregame. So my buddy from Jersey, he's like, yo, dude, having a party, come through. I'm like...
That's not a real Jersey.
I know it is. And I'm like...
I feel like it was like true, though. Come true.
Come true.
Is that a fact, or is that kind of like a...
It's kind of a fact.
We're adding that in.
So he's like, come through. And I love this kid to death. I know him so long. And I'm like, yeah, man, why not? And I was super anxious that night because I don't like going to like big social gatherings. Right. I'm pretty social, but when I get there,
You're just not good at it.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say that. I don't love it when I'm there. I think because I'm like, I don't want to be out and about. Like I'm good in my little bubble, but I know that I have to kind of go out. And I was just like, I was drawn to go out. And so I go there and I'm like just talking shit with somebody. And then in walks this girl. And I'm like, yeah, I'm in. Like she's super cute. Like she's way better looking than I am.
Really?
And I'm like, I have a drink in my hand. And I just remember I look at her and I go, and I spill my drink all over myself. I spill my drink all over myself.
On purpose or like?
By accident.
Of course,
I'm just like, I looked at her and I got so nervous that I spilled my drink all, and it wasn't like a little bit. It was like so much that the guy who lived in the house had to be like, oh, dude, like, let's get paper towels. Everyone's like clamoring to like wipe the floor. It was like a whole group event. I'm like, I'm so embarrassed at this point. And so finally, like, she laughs. We start to like just talk. Yeah. And next thing you know, she asks me the question that love is defined by, which is, how tall are you?
You lied a little bit, of course.
Yeah.
What do you said what? You said 6'2"?
6'6".
6'6".
Because
that's a little bit of
it's a leap.
a lot.
But here's the thing. I'm 5'6", 5'7". And if you switch a number, if you change one of the numbers, I am that height. So I changed the number, dude. What are you gonna blame me for changing a single digit?
No, absolutely not. No, of course not. I changed my height.
Did you?
Actually? Well, on my license. So now I am 5'9". Way taller than you, by the way. Yes. Now I am 5'9". But when I turned 21, I got my license, and I was 5'7" at the time. Wow. And I'm like going through the thing, and what's that?
That's like, it's not a bad height.
No,
5'7" is not bad.
I was like 5'7". I had a growth spurt like right after, but so like I was 5'7" at the time, and I go into the DMV, and the lady's like, so new address? No. This. No. Anything changed about your height? I go, she goes, what? And I go, it's just, I'm 5'7". I want to be taller. She goes, she looks around, looks to her left, looks to her right. She goes, I'll tell you what. She goes, we can change that.
She's gonna change her height.
I said,
She's
what?
changed her height.
I go, can we do 5'10"? She goes, no, not believable. She goes, absolutely not
She's
believable.
like, there's no chance.
She says, absolutely no chance. She goes, but I'll tell you what, 5'9" we can get away with. She goes, I'm gonna put 5'9" on your license.
She changed your height?
She changed my height till this day. My license says 5'9", but I did grow into those boots, and I am 5'9" now.
This lady's out here just slinging inches behind the fucking DMV counter. Like, yo, you want 3 inches?
She goes, you want 3 extra inches? Boom.
$100. $100. But what is that? Here's my question. What does that do? Have you ever met a girl that's like, hold on, you look 5'7", but let me see your license.
Check this out. 5'9".
Oh, it says 5. He's good.
5'9".
I could hook up with him. He passes.
That's how it goes.
Honestly, man, I will say, like, being short is like, it's fine.
I like it.
I don't mind.
I don't want to be fucking tall. Like, I mean, I would maybe like it. I'd love
to be taller. I'd love to be taller.
But tall, no thank you.
I mean, I would love, dude, if someone was like, hey, you could wake up tomorrow and be 6'3", I'd be like, man, I'm in.
Would you?
Yeah, you can't, bro. 5'7", it's like, it's harder to reach shit. It's harder to like flirt with girls. Sometimes if they're wearing heels, I have to tie myself in the ceiling or like just jump. I've worn heels. Which is essentially, so I have these boots and they're like that. They're like thick.
Dang.
And when I was really like in my prime, let's say.
Of course.
I was like, all right, like I fixed everything. I'm in better shape. My hair looks pretty good. Like I'm still short. And then I started to look and they had these, what are they called? They're like these things, like lifts. You put them in your shoe and they make you taller.
I had to do that for a short film I did.
I was just doing it for life. Yours is a day, mine's a life sentence. And I didn't do it because I was like, you know what? Like this ain't the real me, And so I didn't do it. But no, it's like, being short it is what it is. You just kind of accept things that you can't change.
Of course. But Carolina still loves you. So
yes.
Sorry.
So she looks at me and she's like, how tall are you? I say to her, all right, look, I'll tell you the truth. But first, let me guess how tall you are. And if I guess it right, I'm gonna kiss you. And we're surrounded by people now. My buddy's dancing with her friend. They're dancing. It's fun, whatever. It's having a good time. And there's like all these people like talking business. And I'm just like deadlocked on this chick, right? Like I'm like, this is my sole purpose tonight. And so I don't know why, but I was like, you're 5'3". And she's like, yeah.
Wow.
And then I just kissed her. And it was like, that, bro. Like I was like making out with her in the middle of a dance floor, surrounded by people that I knew, like looking at me like, is that Mike? What is
that 5'7" Mike Blutstein
doing? Like, and my game is like pretty good.
I'm not gonna lie. Out of all the people I know, this man has the best game out of anybody.
It's some good game.
It's really good, dude.
It's not.
It really is. I learn lessons from you. But in the most respectful way. Mike is very respectful, but his game is just very, he's so confident. It's like you look at Mike and you think, no, the man unconfident.
This guy,
but
unconfident.
He comes off so confident. And it's crazy to me.
I think that it's just because I don't really give a shit. I don't give a shit. Quick curse. I don't give a shit because like, what's the worst that's gonna happen? I've been rejected 1,000 times. Right? Like I'm either too short for someone, I'm too fat for someone, my fucking forehead's like, these are just, there's a million reasons.
What's wrong with your forehead?
Nothing, but like, I'm sure I've heard it all at some point, and we'll get into that in the podcast, but like, the point is that I've gotten rejected for like everything, and so I might as well just be whatever, right? Because you can get rejected for it anyway, and if I'm not somebody's type, then it's fine, but I can at least say some funny shit that makes me and my boys laugh, or me and my girls laugh, you know? But yeah, so anyway, I kiss her, super fun, and long story short, she didn't text me back after that, and I was
been there.
And so here's my move because I had a move, guys. Can we get some notepads out? By the way, this is like
I'm writing these down.
This just went from a podcast to a master class. So earlier in the night, before I even kissed her, and I look at her and I say, "Hey, you play The Sims?" She's like, I fucking love The Sims.
Really?
Yeah, it's just like a thing.
That's interesting. I don't know. I just never was able to. Were you into The Sims?
I dabbled. I was always like, I would cheat. I would go on The Sims. I would just cheat. I'd be like, fucking life's great, right? I got all this money. I got a pool. I built a house. I'd be like, burn my guy down. It was all great. Like
GTA is the badass Sims.
That's like a way better Sim. Well, like if I said GTA, she'd be like, no, what?
I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, she would like. It would not be a move. So I say you like The Sims. Anyway. Flash forward, we make out. It ends with me saying, hey, here's my number.
course.
And then I get her number. And then she leaves, and I text her because we're at a young Hollywood party. I text her, hey, it's George Clooney. I'm looking for roles. Let me know if you have any. She laughs, ha, ha, ha. Great, like, where'd you go? I already left. I was like smoking a cigarette outside. I did what I needed to do.
Dunzo.
I had the number. I kissed her. Like, it was a great night. Leave when things are good. Yeah, life lesson.
Of course.
Like, things are good.
Of course. Go before the ship sinks. Jump that shit.
It's sinking. And then I like text her and she doesn't answer me. And she's like not having it. And I do what any guy's gonna do. I'm throwing one more in. I'm throwing another text at her.
We're going for that double text.
Going for the double text.
The double text. Nothing wrong with it, by the way.
No, you gotta like you're gonna tell me you've never double texted.
I've quadruple texted.
Have you really?
Quite a few times, yeah.
Actually? Wow.
I'm guilty. I am guilty. You can ask my exes. I'm guilty of the triple, quadruple, quintuplet text.
So what does that even look like?
It looks like I'll tell you what. In high school, my friends thought it would be funny to send me the entire Bible through a text message.
No way, really?
They did it 3 times.
Oh,
they put it on repeat,
that's
and they were doing it to a bunch of kids in high school. And so basically, what would happen is your phone from the time you entered at school, 7 a.m. to the time you got off, all day, fucking text rolling through.
I'm just curious. Yeah. How did they have individual Bible texts?
So it wasn't individual. Basically,
would they just take pictures?
It was before. It was not before iPhones, but I didn't have an iPhone at the time, and so it was. They copy. There was like a website where you can copy and paste the entire Bible, and so it was coming to my phone all day, bro. I couldn't use my phone because they sent it 3 times, so it was like 3 days worth that I could not use my phone. And like the text would just come in, my phone would die. I couldn't use it for 3 days because of that's what a quintuplet text looks like.
That is, well, you got. Like
I got.
So did you like meet a girl at a bar one day and then did you like send her the Bible? Like how did you quintuple text someone else?
Well, usually the quintuple text comes while I'm with them. But sometimes if I'm really interested in a girl and, we're all guilty of this, by the way, of, you really like them.
Don't fucking
like,
lie.
Oh my gosh.
You're guilty.
I like this girl, so I'm going to say like, hey, what are you up to? No reply. Sometimes it happens. Then you're like, the next day you say, hey, it's great talking to you. I don't know. I don't do this a lot. I'm coming off as a bit of a cuck right now.
Yeah, you creep. Well, I will say, like, what if you meet a girl, you text her, she doesn't answer, who knows? Maybe she fell in a river. And you gotta text her again. The only way to know if she didn't fall in a river is if you text her again, right? So like, if you text a girl and she doesn't answer, fine, no problem. You're sending one more. You get one more freebie. After that, to me, it's like you're too far gone. And that's what happened with Carolina. So I had one more shot, and she didn't answer my other text. And it's like 2 or 3 days after we met at this point, and I said, you know what? Like, let me send her a video of The Sims. But what's like the most engaging version? Let me send her a video of The Sims 4. So I send her The Sims 4, and I go, hey, we got to play this. I didn't realize that game didn't exist. It was like a fan video. And so I looked like, hey, like we got to play this. And it's so obvious that I'm just like trying to learn an answer out of her. I look like a moron. And it doesn't work, obviously. Why would it work? It's not even real. And then finally, this is a little trick. If you don't get an answer on the second text, throw it an Instagram like.
I will tell you what. I will be honest, Mike really knows what he's doing. There have been times where a girl won't reply to me. And because she loses interest. And it's not like,
makes total sense to me.
It's not like you're chasing her, but it's like, let's say 2 weeks have gone by since you text and you're like, man, I really would like to hang out with this girl. I just don't know what to say. Yeah. I'm not going to lie. A lot of guys do this, by the way. I just go, Mike, bro, she hasn't replied to me. I don't know what to say. Mike will literally be like, watch this. He'll text his little fingers away. Boom, 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 his little fingers. And she'll reply within minutes. Within minutes. I'm not exaggerating. Within minutes. Mike will literally have someone replying back.
All right, so here's the thing. I know we're gassing me up right now, but before my girlfriend now, there were like hundreds of unanswered texts. So like, this is like I'm going in the lab, like Dexter's lab, like put a little potion here. It's like there's a lot of failure that is just like, I don't hype up, right? I'm hyping up the victory.
Well, that's how you become a pro. Mike has been rejected probably a million times at this point.
I would at least 100,000 to a million,
It's
roughly.
Not bad. It's not bad. If I had $1 for every time, I would have 100,000.
I have a lot of dollars.
I have a lot of dollars.
I have a lot of dollars. So I throw a like and a follow, right? Because I don't think she's on private for whatever reason. This sick fuck is not on private. So I'm like, all right, like let me like. And I just like I give up at that point, right? You did all you can do. You liked, you followed. I'm cooked, right? This girl I really like is not going to answer me. And then about 20 minutes later, she texts me. And she goes, hey, I'm so sorry. I just saw your Instagram like and follow. Do you still want to hang out? And we hung out like 2 days later. And then honestly, like that was it. It was a deal, like locked.
Wow.
But what I will say is she wanted to hit me up after I texted her the second time, but she was talking to someone else. And then when it fell apart, she's like, fuck, that guy, Mike, was really nice, but I can't just reach out to him cold anymore because I'm going to look weird if I'm like, hey, sorry, I missed your text a week ago. So you liking me gave me the incentive and like ability to be like, oh, sorry, I missed that. How are you? And so I only got it back because I threw the freaking Instagram like. And so point being, go like every picture you see. Go like, no, don't. I'm only kidding. The point is, it's like it takes a couple tries.
Of course, yeah.
And we just had a 1 year.
If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out.
And it probably won't, statistically.
So first of all, that's awesome. I love that you guys have been together for a year, long story short.
And that's going to, by the way, one thing I will say is I really would love to talk to you about like what dating has been like in this entire crazy.
Well, that's so funny. I was literally just about to say.
Really?
I was about to say. This is why I wanted you to be a host with me, Mikey, because we're literally always on the same page, bro. I was literally about to say. So it's so dope that you guys have been together for a year. How has it been trying to date through COVID?
So it's interesting. Like if this is like my woe of quarantine, it wouldn't be her. It wouldn't be the relationship. It would just be the difficulty trying to be a good boyfriend,
bro,
or good dater in all of this.
It's difficult, dog. Yeah. It's super hard because it's like, first of all, some people are a little less fortunate than others, where some people have lost their jobs, or and some people have been struggling for quite some time. So it made it difficult to be, for some people, a positive, significant other, because. Let's say one person in the relationship is doing okay during this, and the other person just isn't, and it causes an imbalance. I know a lot of people, me being one of them, who lost a relationship during COVID. It just is something that doesn't work out, and during harder times like this, it's not. So, tell me this. I'm just gonna jump to it. Yeah,
right?
Go for it.
Thank God, knock on wood, things are okay, right? Like we're safe, whatever. Right?
Yeah, I'm serious. I don't know why I laughed at you. Sorry.
Could be, I know, because you're thinking it's bad. But I'm like, it could get
Mike
get
and I
worse.
are very sarcastic with each other, so sometimes it's really hard for me to like look him in the eyes.
So like things are fine.
Yeah.
How does one go about even getting into the dating scene?
That's a great question. First of all, I feel like you got to do what makes you comfortable. So if you're not trying to meet new people during COVID because you're afraid of COVID, that's completely valid. I feel like you don't have to really push for anything. That's true. Personally, I'm in the phase right now where I've deleted all of my dating apps. Really? I've deleted all of my dating apps. I probably haven't been on Tinder or Bumble or
in months,
Hinge, which I freaking hate. In like 2 months, I deleted them all, bro. COVID has honestly made me not really. Well, also I just got out of a relationship, and it's it's kind of hard during COVID to be dating someone because. We're all quarantining. Yeah. And most people who are living not with their family anymore are spending that time with their significant other. More time than you have been probably forever. Yeah. Forever. Yeah. And so it makes it difficult because you're either learning a lot more about each other that you don't like, or you're falling madly in love. There's literally no in between, I feel like.
There's definitely an in-between.
Oh, there is?
Yeah, but it's like a day-to-day in-between. It's like one day I'm like, you beautiful soul, where did you appear from? And then other days it's like, if you don't stay 500 feet away from me, I swear to God. It's like,
this is over.
It just exacerbates everything.
Great.
That's, by the way, 3-point word.
Are we keeping points?
We keep
I'm gonna put a
points.
3-point right there, right
3
now.
points.
Dang, are we keeping points?
I don't even know. It's
I'm
all right.
keeping
We
points.
can.
I feel like
they're all
what
up
we're
here.
gonna do.
They're all up here.
3 points for Mikey.
Anyway, it exacerbates. And I'm sure being single is the same thing, but like every situation is just a little bit heightened now. So
Yeah.
if you're together, like, you know, my girlfriend, I won't use names, but we were together. Should I use her name?
Use your name. I don't know.
Fuck it. Carolina.
Hi, Carolina.
Carolina and I, you know, we
Great girl.
it's amazing.
She's single?
She could be.
Interesting.
She could be. If I fuck up a couple more times,
She might just be.
No, I don't. I'm kidding. I'm not. No, like, look, she's amazing, and like she and I have like we really stayed most of the quarantine together because that's what I wanted.
Right.
And we were dating 3 months, and then the world ended, and we were like, "What do you want to do?"
Yeah.
Like, what do you do there, right? Either we don't see each other at all because I have roommates and I am like super careful, or we see each other all the time. And we said, like, let's just stay together. Let's do it. And I mean, like, look, it was incredible. I am so happy. It made our relationship so much stronger. And we talk about it now. We're like, what would we be like if we didn't stay together all the time? I don't think we'd be as comfortable together. I don't think that we would be as like aware of each other's flaws and all good shit. But dude, if I spend 20 minutes with myself, I'm like, this is brutal. Like,
100%.
If she spent 100% of her time with me, I'm like, you poor thing.
I think that's the craziest part because me and my ex-girlfriend, a little bit before COVID, we were spending a lot of time together,
Sure.
but we also were just getting to know each other at the same
Right.
time. And then COVID hit, literally only a month and a half into our relationship.
Oh, really?
So, like, I mean, we knew each other for a little longer.
You guys started
than that.
dating, so because you met around the same time as us?
Yeah, around the
It was
same
a
time.
couple
I met
days.
her in October of last year,
I met
2019.
Carolina in October, I think. Yeah, I
I
did.
met her at the Halsey Halloween party is when I met Sid. So that was like
By the way,
26th.
that's Halsey.
Halsey.
the artist.
Halsey, the artist.
We were at the party.
We're famous.
We were at the party. We
Yeah,
snuck in.
we
snuck
didn't
in.
get an extended forwarded email about it. Halsey
No.
directly called me.
She
and said,
called
hey,
Connor.
Do you and Mike, specifically you and Mike,
She
wanna
mentioned my
come?
name.
She knows Mike's name because she follows us on
the
on the
podcast.
podcast, which you should too, by the way. If you have not yet clicked that follow button or subscribe button, you really should because
You're an
in for a
idiot.
treat.
You're
Yeah,
an idiot. And nobody
Yeah.
loves you.
Wow.
Except if you followed, everybody loves you.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, and if not, wow, you're a loser. But anyway,
You guys met around the same time that Carolina
yeah, so
and I
we met
did.
around October.
Yeah.
And from there, you know, we talked, off and on.
By the way,
and then,
do you remember that night? Can we talk about that Halsey party night?
Yeah, of course, bro. It was wild.
It was insane.
And that's one of the things I really miss about LA right now is there are really fun events like that you go to, and
Yeah.
it's like you never know who you're gonna run into. You never know
It was-
what's gonna happen. But
That one, by the way, I'm really digging in here, but
dig in.
that one was open bar. right?
Open bar,
Open weed.
open weed.
I don't smoke weed.
I
but
don't
like,
smoke weed either.
but it was there.
It
and
was
that's
there.
you know how many Instagram pictures I took? Like, ooh, getting so lit. Like I was just trying to flex it on the
Can
gram,
we
bro.
post that on the video? Can we post that little flex?
Yeah,
that you
why
had?
not? I probably could actually. Probably was more. But how we stood in line for that thing. I want to say, I'm not gonna lie, like 2 hours.
It was very long.
3 hours.
There were a couple times where we thought we were just gonna be like, all right, fine, fuck it, we're out of here.
Well, because
it was-
there was no hope.
they brought free Taco Bell in line. Do you
Oh
remember?
my god, that Taco Bell was so disgusting.
It was gross.
I loved
I
it.
love Taco Bell.
It was great.
Yeah. By the way, this podcast is sponsored by Taco Bell.
Taco Bell.
Thank you, Taco Bell, for all of our sponsoring needs.
Bell, thank you. And that's our biggest brand deal yet. I think what was it, $100,000 for a minute,
Yeah, not even a minute. That was what, 5 seconds?
5 seconds. Sorry,
Great.
It was
We're
great.
doing well.
Our first podcast.
Great, 100,000 already in the bank. It's amazing. But yeah, so the Halsey, it was a great time. But yeah, so Sid and I, we met October, and then we didn't start officially dating until December, and then COVID hit.
You guys waited longer than us. We dated
Yeah.
like 2 weeks after we met.
Yeah,
Like,
Sid,
we just dove in.
Sid and I waited about three, almost 4 months. But even for me,
Chump.
listen, chump move because for me it took a lot of coaxing. I've sounded like a chump in this podcast, but honestly, no, I liked that girl a lot, and so like it took like a lot for us to really start fucking going in. But so eventually we finally did, and then literally quarantine hit. A month and a half later, maybe 2 months later.
Yeah.
And so Sid and I still didn't officially get to know each other. And then COVID really hit. And, we were getting along, but then we had our issues. And COVID really brought those up, and I feel like maybe
Do you want
because we were a little more new.
You want to talk about something?
Well, it was both of us. We really didn't. We got along very, very well, and it's just when we didn't. Just I feel like COVID really. It's hard to date during COVID because, like I said, a lot of people are staying a little longer with their significant others, and it's either maybe you do have that happy medium, or you have that extreme happiness where you guys are falling fucking madly in love, or you guys are learning about the things that you don't like about each other, and that is okay. Either all three of those.
I have a confession.
Very okay. Yeah, you don't like me.
I don't like you. That's not a confession. You knew this. I put dish soap in the dishwasher
during COVID.
During COVID, I put dish soap in not just gel. Not what you're supposed to use.
Oh my God, Mike.
I put dish soap because in my brain I thought that was the right thing.
That's not the right thing.
And I caused an entire Noah's Ark level flood of bubbles where all of my roommates and my girlfriend had to come out.
You actually caused suds everywhere.
Dude, it was like,
all over. Episode of SpongeBob.
It was all over the apartment. I could barely see. They were all, and here's the problem with suds. One, they make a mess. But two,
absolutely.
They're the most embarrassing level of mistake because they're just like so fluffy and in your face. You can't just like wipe it away. They're there's an abundance of suds.
Bro, and that's the worst part. So I've come to realize, I don't know if you use a scrunchie. I call it a scrunchie.
I don't do the
in the
dishes.
shower.
I just, after that fiasco,
in the shower.
I've done that.
Okay, those wire, not wiry things, but like they're
like the loofah.
The loofah. It's like a loofah.
Dude,
yeah.
loofah. 3-point
I don't know
word.
if you ever like use. You're usually supposed to throw them out, I think, every 3 weeks or maybe a month. I don't know. Maybe I'm fucking disgusting. Maybe it's supposed to be like once a week.
Probably.
But I've had mine for 6 months. Not good.
It's disgusting.
I know. I got to get rid of this one. But
it's like an artifact at this point. You put that in a museum.
I'm just being honest with you. We're being raw with the Woes of Bros. And one of my woes is I've used my loofah for about 6 months. It's not good.
It's because you don't want to buy a new loofah.
It's not. No, it's not even
It's like
bad.
a $1
To me,
purchase.
I feel like this should be. I use soap on it every day. But
right.
I'm gonna not have a girlfriend ever after this.
Is it like?
podcast,
Is it? First of all, what color is the loofah?
It's gray.
All right, so you can't really see if there's like microbes growing on it. Like if there's
I'm
a
sure
whole
if they're
planet.
microbes, you still wouldn't be able to see them. Just
Valid.
being honest. But anyway, my point with that one is like no matter how much I wring it out, soap just constantly comes out.
Right.
It's insane.
Yeah.
And so I could only imagine what happened with this dishwasher over here.
Well, so it wasn't even like the fact that I made a mistake because I make a lot of mistakes.
We all do.
It was the fact that I made such a trivial mistake in front of a woman.
By the way, that's a 2-point word. Trivial. You're at 5 points. You're at 5 points.
It's not bad.
5-0.
And it's that I used it's that I looked like such an idiot because it was such a simple task and it revealed that I never do the dishes. After that, you can't sell them like, oh, sorry, I do the dishes all the time, but you know, the color of this soap just confused. I thought it was gel.
It tricked me.
I came clean. I was like, look, I don't do the dishes, right? I use paper, and that's bad for the environment. And I've changed, audience. I've changed.
I don't know why I looked at your camera. That's starting to confuse me a little bit. I went like this. I looked at your camera, even though it's not my coverage.
And so I after that, I came clean. I was like, look, I don't really do the dishes, but I'm willing to learn. And then she walked in. This is a sponge. I was like, sponge. So, point being, that is a very simple thing that I just didn't fully know a lot about. And she learned about that during quarantine. And it's not like a good look.
Wait, she learned about washing dishes, or she learned that you don't wash dishes?
She learned that, I'm not a full functioning adult yet, even though I'm almost 28 years old. And I don't know the difference between
we all could have told her that.
Dish soap and dish liquid. And I still eat frozen meals. And
dude, Kid Cuisine?
I mean, I have.
I haven't had a Kid Cuisine in a long time.
Did you set me up to look like an idiot? It's great. It's making me look even worse now.
Oh, man.
But that was one of the things. It was like Mike doesn't have any domestic abilities.
Of course.
And I don't know. I'm almost 28. Like, should I? Maybe. Do I? No. I don't. I have none. And I guess that's one of the things that she's learned. Point being, to bring it all full circle, there is a lot that you learn about a person that if we were not in quarantine at 3 months in, would just not know about me till 2 years. And then guess what? Gotcha. I already gotcha. You already like me.
And that's the thing. Quarantine is bringing out this shit early. And you could really lock someone down and then be like, surprise, by the way, I don't know how to fucking do dishes. But thanks to fucking quarantine, guess what? She knows.
And but here's the thing. So it's like ultimately, if mine is the dating perspective, like having a girlfriend, and yours is like the single perspective, it's good in the sense that everything is out on the table. You know, like there's no mystery. Like it's all like out there, and my flaws are my flaws, and either she loves me despite them or she gets rid of me.
Yeah. And I was the second part.
Yeah. You got.
I was the second part. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing.
So are you back out there? Are you because you deleted all your dating apps, right?
I sounds like you're dating apps.
Are you going through a crisis right now?
I'm going through a quarter life crisis. I'm 25, dude. It's not.
Are you?
I'm 25.
Okay.
It's not old, but I'm definitely going through a quarter life crisis.
Well, you know what? Let me just say the good news about being 25 and going through a quarter life crisis
is I won't have one at 50.
You live into 100. If I make it to 60, I'm happy.
Does that mean I got 3 more quarter life crises though, or I'm living to 100?
I guess you could. Yeah, you could have 3 quarters, 3 more quarters.
It's not good.
So you got a full game.
I'm playing a full game. It's not great. But what was I about to say?
So you were saying that it's not going great. You're having a crisis with dating because you deleted all your apps.
I deleted all my apps. Honestly, I'm bored. I'm bored, and I mean, as you know, so a little precursor to some of y'all listening. I'm going back home for a little bit. I'm moving back to Pennsylvania for a little bit. Quarantine has made me, want to take a step back because it's forced a lot of people to kind of be with their selves.
Yeah.
In your own mental, and so
especially if you don't have anyone there, like your roommates, like are home, but like you do your own thing. Like you don't have a girlfriend anymore, so like you're in your room and you're doing your own. And your gyms weren't open for a while, so you are alone and probably, I would imagine, pretty fucking lonely at times. Right?
Yeah, 100%, bro. And so for me, I'm just not in the right spot where I want to be dating right now. And honestly, I have no desire to date. Literally, bro, I was spending time swiping through these dating apps, and like I would find people messaging me. Shocker.
I believe it.
And people would message me, and I wouldn't reply back, and so it made me realize.
Were they girls that you were like normally would be attracted to?
Yeah, it was girls that I'd normally be attracted to, and like it just made me realize that I don't want to take time to message people, and it's nothing against those people. I just personally am not in a spot where I want to be talking to someone, and I kind of want to figure out myself. Last year I was really, really, really confident. Mikey and I were on like a very good stride where things were just going really well for us, and I'm sure a lot of people. Then COVID hit, and I feel like it really did play a massive effect on that.
Is it your confidence? Like what? So let's parse through, right?
Yeah.
You get out of this relationship, and let's start with this. Do you think that if COVID hadn't hit, you guys would still be dating? Right now, like, would you guys still be together?
That's a tough question. I would hope we were. It's a really tough question because we had our our disagreements. We had really amazing times, and I don't know if it's because we spent too much time together because of COVID.
Dude, so many people like. Sorry, I'm touching your leg.
You touched my leg.
I'm trying to let you know I'm here for you, pal.
That's my boy.
So many people have have like been through breakups during COVID. So I imagine that like you're not the anomaly. 3-point word. You are.
Damn it, Mikey's literally 8 points.
You are. You're not the anomaly though. You're like a lot of people listening probably have loved somebody or like somebody, and then through COVID, it just like fell apart. So I'm sure a lot of people can relate to what you're saying. Where it's like maybe you still would have been together. It's impossible to know. Probably.
It really is impossible to know.
Right. But COVID made it clear what the issues were because you were confined in a room together.
Yeah. And I had faults in the relationship. She had faults in the relationships, but
specifically tell everyone your faults. Just all the future women watching. What are your specific faults? Was there one that you want to talk about? Just one. You don't have to give anything. You could save the rest.
Just one that's coming to me right now.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if Mikey knows everything about me, so I don't know if he's fishing or not. But one thing that really is coming to me, I got really fucking insecure.
No way. You?
Me? Connor Stoops insecure?
Definitely believe that.
Yeah, definitely believe it as
All
well.
right, I get it.
What happens is I start off very confident in a relationship.
Right.
And then the more and more I get to know them, and this is where my side starts to crumble, is when the more and more I get to know them and be with them, the more I start comparing myself to other guys.
Really? Like after you already build up that.
It's completely opposite of what it should be.
Yeah, I feel like I meet a girl and then I'm like, all right, what 7 other guys do I have to somehow be better than in order to make her like me?
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird, dude. Like when I first start, I'm very confident. I'm like, if they don't like me, that's fine. I'm just gonna continue to be me. And I remember when I first started, I was telling you that all the time. I was like, dude, if Cindy doesn't like me, like that's I remember. It's okay. Like,
you know why? Stakes are higher.
Stakes are higher, bro.
When you start to really care. It's funny, Steve always says, whoever cares less in a relationship wins. And it's probably not the best quote.
It's not the best quote, but it honestly makes sense too.
Yeah.
Funny, Joe Rogan just said that on a podcast.
Did he?
Very similar. He didn't use those exact words, but he said very similar things where like it's the person who is in the relationship that cares the least. It's like they don't really worry about getting hurt.
Well, so I think the better way to put it is the person who's more secure in a relationship is the person that's in a better position to be in that relationship. Because you go in, right? Yeah. And maybe you have these insecurities you're hiding. You do, right? We all do. But like, maybe she goes in.
Sometimes it doesn't feel like they're on the surface. It doesn't feel like you're purposefully hiding them sometimes. They just pop up, their little ugly heads, and they say, yo, what's up?
They're like, yo, remember that time that you used that loofah for 6 months? You dirty motherfucker. So it's like.
Maybe that's where the insecurity stems from.
I'm telling you, she saw that and she's like, I gotta get out of here. I gotta go. This guy.
Goodbye.
Bad news.
You know, my brain has always worked out like that though. Like, no matter what I do, it literally doesn't even have to be in a relationship.
Yeah.
I've gone skydiving, right? The first time I was like, fuck it, this is gonna be sick. By the way, it was amazing.
Really? Oh, I'm too scared.
The thought of it now terrifies me. The more I do something, I've gone cliff jumping before. The first jump, insane. The second jump, okay. The third jump, I'm hesitant as fuck. It's so weird.
Is it because you think you're playing the odds where you're like, once, I won't die?
Maybe.
Twice?
I don't know, man.
Or maybe, I'm like, let's try to therapize this for a second, but like maybe it is, and this is bigger than COVID, right? This is outside of 100%. It. But maybe it is like the more that you're with something, the more likely you think it is to fail.
And maybe subconsciously that's what it is.
And so like skip ahead, right? So now we know like, not even to be a dick, but like a successful relationship so far and a relationship that was unsuccessful in a quarantine, right? Big difference. I would say I've gotten insecure too, a lot of times. It's where like, I swear to God, like there'll be times, and maybe it's a new thing with me, but like I'll be with my girlfriend and be like, am I boring? Like, will I run out of things to say?
The answer is yes.
Can't be.
Yes, you're boring.
It's gotta be her. It's gotta be her. And I'm like, but seriously, like, am I boring? Like, am I going to run out of things to say when I'm with her? And like, that's a new thing, right? That's a totally new, like, fear that just came out of nowhere.
Are you worried about being boring because you guys are seeing each other so much?
It might be that. It might just be like the silence scares me. It might just be like, is she going to think that the new thing, the shiny penny, is more interesting? We were looking back at our old texts, like after our 1 year, and it was like, I was so fun, man. I was on fire. Like my texting was like, I read it back and I was like blown away by how like much chemistry there was. And it still exists. But I think when you look at that, you're like, oh my God, a new guy can come in, be much more charismatic, have that new fire. And that's a fear of mine. But all of which to say, the only difference, honestly, I truly believe is the big difference is just her. Like she is able, because she just gets me to like pull me out of that insecurity, out of that like, and I could just tell her straight.
You guys are both very, very strong in your relationship. That's one thing. I look at you both, and you both are very. You may not be personally confident at times, but you are together confident
because we fill each other's gaps, and I think that's the big thing. Is like finding somebody. It's not about being perfect. It's just finding somebody that compliments you, and it's not even like fulfills you, but is able to understand you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And maybe that is what came to light in your relationship because you spent so much time together was, do you guys understand each other? Or are you just going through the motions?
I don't think we completely understood each other. Yeah. And don't get me wrong. I definitely loved that girl. So like, no doubt about that. Just a little
like boombox outside of her house loved her. Like,
oh yeah. I would have played a stereo outside. I would have pulled up in my beaten down Ford Fusion and said, hey, listen, little shawty, you like this song?
What would you play?
What would I play?
Solo, I'm flying solo.
I definitely Jason Derulo. Yeah, for sure, Jason Derulo.
Sponsored by Jason Derulo. You know, it's funny. I heard a quote. It was like, actually from a comedian. Oh God, Stormy Stock. It's from a comedian. He said that every morning I wake up, I have to convince my wife why she should still love me. And it's kind of like, it's funny, but it's also kind of true. Where it's like every day you wake up, it's like you have to choose to be with that person.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, on like a larger scale, that's really what happens, right? Like every day we wake up, it's like, okay, right, I still so in this, like despite whatever happens, like let's figure it all out.
Yeah.
And with you guys, because maybe it was too soon to be together, like maybe it was a maturity, who knows why? And I don't think that the point is in the why. I think the point is in like it happened.
Yeah.
And now you're in a situation where you're single. It's a pandemic. I'm curious, like, have you been on a date since? You must have talked to girls, hooked up with girls. Like, what's your sex life been?
Yeah, I mean, I have hooked up with, I've hooked up with girls.
Okay. And like, what is that? Is that different now?
It's not the same. It's like.
Do you want to date? Like, what does it look like? Is it like a little hangout where like you guys all know each other, but like you meet a new friend and like.
I'm someone who doesn't date. Like, I will go on dates with people throughout the intermission of having a girlfriend.
Right.
But before, I dated a girl for 2 years, and then I didn't have a girlfriend for 5 years after that.
That's crazy.
I mean, I've dated in between, but like I don't know. It takes a lot for me to want to date someone. So for me, I really don't. It's so fresh. We've been broken up for like 4 months now. It's so fresh that like, you know, I just don't think. I think about it, but I don't think about it. Okay. It's not desired.
No, that's fair. And I think that like maybe when the world opens back up, here's my theory. When the world opens back up, everybody's gonna be so horny. People are gonna be so horny, bro. They're gonna be like, all right, masks off. We gotta fucking
protection all around.
Yeah, like condoms. That's like 2017. That's old news. Masks, 2020. The year 2022 comes around.
This sign is not sticking.
What?
Year 2022 comes
Should
around.
we just take it down?
Yeah, take it down.
All right. 2022 comes around, and here's my theory. Can I tell you what the world looks like in 2022?
Hit me, Mike.
All right. So we're all vaccinated. Guys are just like, we're flinging our dicks around like it's a piñata.
We're flying in the air because it's a fucking helicopter.
Because like we're just ready to go. Women, they're loving it.
Here's the thing. Women don't want anything to do with us because men fucking suck.
Yeah.
We're terrible. At this point, all men are struggling.
By 2022, men are gone.
Completely.
It's just me, Connor, and all the women. Anyway, point being, as soon as the world opens back up, my theory is that everyone's super horny, right? Yeah. They're ready to rock. People on the beach having sex. I imagine beds now are in public. Bars will be fucking like, dude, have you been in a bar? No, you haven't been in a bar. Like the idea of it's almost a foreign concept now. So think about it. The first time that you're able to go into no vacancy, which you probably were so sick of, by the time like COVID hit, you're gonna walk in and be like, oh my God, I love this place.
Yeah. Tell you what though, I do miss Davy Wayne's.
That place is amazing.
Amazing.
Connor and I, do you want to tell them about the
lap dance? Bro, I tell people that story all the fucking time.
It's a great story.
It's one of my favorite stories about me and Mikey. So, you want me to tell it?
Please.
So, okay, Davy Wayne's, by the way, is one of me and Mikey's favorite places in all of Los Angeles. It's a really cool.
The line, though, is brutal.
You're in a 45-minute wait.
You're pissing in the hallway. I've pissed in that like, not the hall. What is it? An alleyway?
Oh, the alley, bro. I've peed in that alleyway multiple times.
It's a great time.
That alleyway, don't ever take a nap there.
Have you ever just gone to Davy Wayne's, pissed in the alleyway, and just went home? Not even gone inside of the bar?
It's because the line's so fucking long.
Yeah,
I've literally peed, waited for an hour and a half, and then they say, sorry, closing time. And then you're like, God damn it.
At least you peed in the alleyway.
At least I peed in the alleyway, and I will rub that in their face.
That's right.
But anyway, so Mikey and I go to Davy Wayne's, and we went with our friends. Shout out to all y'all. I love y'all. So we went to Davy Wayne's. And, you know, we're all drinking. We're having a great time. And this girl comes up to me and Mikey. Because Mikey and I were dancing on the dance floor, as we does. And we dancing a bit. And she comes up to us, and she's like, hey, like, oh, my God. Like, you guys are having a blast. We're like, yeah.
Annihilated. This woman was
drunk.
Annihilated.
Very drunk.
Yeah.
She goes, it's my best friend's bridal shower. Was that what it was a bridal shower, right? Or
a baby
bachelorette
shower.
party. Bachelorette party. It was
Baby
a
shower?
bachelorette party.
Party.
She said, and my best friend's bachelorette party. I would really love if you guys came over here and gave her a lap dance. And
What
Mikey,
if it was a baby shower, by the way? That would
we gave her a
much
pregnant woman a
stranger.
lap. That would be weird.
she's like, I want you to. Young bucks. By the way, we were in our prime of the pool.
Yeah, at
we were
this point,
10.
yeah.
I was like 30.
It's summertime. We're looking good.
It was a different world.
different
And
world.
she's like, I want you guys to come and give my friend a lap dance.
And we honestly, we look at each other because we're wasted. We go, ready to look at each other. 3, 2, 1, we go. I burped, sorry. That's it.
It was just like that. And then she's like, never mind. You guys, I'm going to find 2 other guys in the alleyway.
So Mikey and I go, absolutely, we're down for this.
Man, are you kidding me?
We
Say no
go
more.
over to this girl who has a bridal
Sash?
bachelorette party. Why do I keep saying bridal shower? Bachelorette party sash. She goes, bride to be. Mikey and I are wasted. They're all wasted. It's like a group of like 10, 15 girls. And so Mikey and I go to this girl. We start taking off our shirts. We start walking up.
And they're like going crazy, bro.
We just start giving these girls a lap dance. And by the way, like Mikey and I have no flow. I mean,
we're not known for a flow.
We're not known for the rhythm of our feet.
We're not really known for much, but we're definitely not a flow.
We're not known. But, so we're giving this girl a lap dance. They're having a great time. Honestly, at that point, I don't remember anything after that. I literally only specifically, because I only ever tell the story up to the point where we start dancing and taking our shirts off. And so
I remember what happened.
So please finish it.
So we finished the lap dance, and it goes amazing, right? Like the girls are all cheering, whatever. And then I'm like, hey, I'm going to go home. I've got Bible study in the morning. I need to hit the orphanage. I've got time to donate.
Mikey, you also had to say those puppies. I do remember that.
It was you remember that part. And then Connor looks at the women and goes, I'm staying. And I remember you went home with all 11 of them.
I think it was 15.
It was 15.
I counted.
It was a great night for you. I bet.
That was amazing. No, that's literally one of my favorite stories of us going out.
It's not really a one you had to be there, but like if you were there, you would have.
It was funny. But we have a lot of great memories at Davy Wayne's, by the way.
It's a good
literally
spot.
is one of my favorite spots.
Good spot. They don't fucking let you in, but when you get in, you're like, whoa, how did I get here? And I miss it.
I do too.
And we'll be there. But the point is, when that is all back, everyone's going to be ready to fuck.
Yeah.
Everyone's going to be ready to fuck. They're all going to be like super like just talkative and down to hang. And I think it's just going to be a really cool place. LA's not like that anymore.
I know. And
Most places
And that's
are.
partially why I'm going home right now, because it's just like, it's a lot of that. It's mental. It's stuff that I need to relearn about myself. I need to fall back in love with LA.
Yeah.
I need to fall back in love with myself. And I really, really hope. I'm kind of scared. I've been listening to a lot of podcasts lately,
Right.
specifically Joe Rogan. He doesn't think LA is ever coming back.
He says that?
He genuinely says.
Where does he live?
He lives in Texas. He moved to Texas.
Did he live in LA before?
He said, fuck off LA. Yeah, he literally just moved like 2 months ago. It's crazy. And that kind of scares me because I love LA. I love all the memories we made. But COVID has really fucked a bunch of shit up.
Yeah.
It really, really has, man. And I hope to all of you out there listening, I really hope you have been able to find out a lot about yourself. I really hope you have been able to expand your knowledge, and I really, really, really hope that you are able to continue and push forward to whatever it is you're pursuing, whatever it is you're doing right now, because these times have been hard for people, but a lot of people have literally exponentially 3 points grown from all of this.
It's true. And I mean, look, sometimes I'll talk to somebody and I'll be like, hey, like, COVID must have been hard, right? Like, it's been hard for me. How are you? And they're like, honestly, like,
Great.
business is booming.
Yeah.
I have a supermodel wife. I am 17 times richer than I was. And I'm like, fuck you. Like, just tell me how bad, tell me how bad you're doing. I don't want to hear how good you're doing because then I'm going to feel bad about myself. Sure, things are good for me, but I'm not 17 times richer than I was.
These TikTokers are really taking off
Dude,
from COVID.
I'm not even going to, yo,
My friend Nate Wyatt, he's killing it right now.
Really?
I had to do a little plug.
Is that a plug? Nate, share this shit, dude.
Nate Wyatt, share it, bro.
Share this. But yeah, I guess long story, not even short.
5'7".
Long story long.
5'7".
This is a 5'7" story. Bottom line is fucking this. Bottom line is we're all working our hardest. You're going to go back. You're going to save some money.
Yeah.
You're going to hook up with some Pennsylvania biddies.
No, thank you.
Yes, you are. Don't I know you're already going.
I don't want to.
I don't care what you're saying. I know you. You're already texting people like, hey, I'm going to be in town for a couple of months.
Yeah.
How are
I've
you?
only told a couple people.
Yeah,
Really
I know
haven't.
you are, bro. Like, who do you think you're lying to? 100% gonna do that shit. But all in all, like dating during quarantine, it sounds like it's been hard.
Yeah.
I imagine that you would have recovered quicker over your ex-girlfriend if it wasn't a thing.
Yeah,
Because you'd walk
100%.
outside and see beautiful people. You'd see beautiful weather. You'd just be fucking smiling. Everybody when LA is nice, they're like whistling.
That's the thing is a lot of people have a bad stigma. 1 point against LA.
Yeah,
Because I can not express enough. I really, really can't. I'm very, very shocked. I've been out here for 4 years. The people I've met, I don't know if maybe we're blessed, but I've not met nicer people in my life. And so I feel like there are those superficial people out here, absolutely. But the people that we have surrounded ourselves with, bro, super, super incredible people who are doing incredible things, who are just very, very, very incredible. Incredible. I can't express enough. Incredible.
And we'll bring people on and like you guys like we're gonna be bringing on people that are musicians. We'll bring on people that are like dating experts. We'll bring on people that
Beauty
are
experts.
beauty experts.
All of the above. I mean,
I think it'd be fun to get a girl or guy that like works or runs an OnlyFans. I think that'd be kind of cool.
Of course, it'd be fun. It'd be so cool to hear what people are doing. I really want this podcast to be about literally, it's the woes of bros, but really what it is, it's the ups and downs of our 20s. So we want to bring experts on. We want to bring people who are struggling on.
And also people could just help us figure shit out.
Yes.
You know?
And that's what we really would love to bring to this podcast. And we're looking forward to you guys really continuing to listen. And please share this podcast if you'd like.
Share it. Send us a lot of money. That's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. My Venmo's at Connor Stoops. Mike, what's yours?
At Mike Bloodstein.
It's great.
Just send some
good
money.
luck spelling that one, by the way.
Fuck that. It's true. Connor's going to make all the money. I'm going to change my Venmo name.
To Connor Stoops?
Yeah.
That's all right. We don't need that one anyway.
Anyway, guys, we appreciate you checking this out, and there's more to come. And we love each and every one of you. And thanks for checking out the Woes of Bros.
Absolutely, guys. Have a great night, and thank you for watching.